Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Now, my name, of course, is Open Potato. I should say, right from the get-go, I have let the game run for a substantially long period of time, and I may have gotten a friendly loan of 100,000 rubles or so from a friendly neighboring Soviet country, but that we shan't refer to that. That will, I'm sure, come out in the fullness of time after there is an investigation as to the suspicious nature of the extra funds which I have thus far procured. Anyway, the extra funds did go a long way. Let me just briefly explain what has happened. I've let the game run for a gargantuanly long period of time. I think it's been about a year, so a very, very long time within the game. And during that year, basically a whole train of steel was made, so we're just about to see this this train depart and make its way down to the boat. And, you know, there's 220,000 rubles worth of steel monies on this train. So that's really, really nice indeed. Also, what I have done is I have doubled, that's right, we have doubled the number of trains that we have on our coal and iron supply routes. So there are now 4, I believe. Yeah, 3. Well, there's another one on here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but there's definitely a 4th train on this route somewhere. Yeah, it's definitely around. Where are you? Chilling? Yeah, you're chilling in here. You've just arrived, or you're just about to arrive. Okay, cool. So yes, that's what I've done. Basically, pumped a few more trains out onto the track so that we can shift coal ore a little bit quicker. We probably want to maybe double that again, maybe take it up to 8. That's definitely something that we might want to consider. But that's something that I've done, and I'm pretty happy with how that is all going at the moment. Yeah, we're now manufacturing steel at a much more vociferous quantity. Can a quantity be vociferous? I don't know, but the energy that we are deploying into steel production is definitely vociferous, and we are, without a shadow of a doubt, going to be moving a heck of a lot more steel over the course of this episode, yes, but also into the future of this great nation. That will happen. I've moved the open storage. I have no idea what the bugginess that was causing all of these guys to work. I think I did that in the last episode, but yeah, that's certainly all working as it should be. I'm gonna let the game play whilst I chat a little bit, and yep, you're gonna turn around, head out the door, and you're now gonna get yourself down to the boat area, which is lovely. We are still slightly draining a few thousand rubles away, but that's okay. I'm not super worried about that. What I am a little bit concerned about is that we don't have enough coal processing. I know we do have like an entire coal ore processing plant, but the quantity of steel that we're producing is now such that we maybe need to think about bringing another one online. I know that's a little bit of an optimistic mindset, given that it's going to cost 151,000 rubles in order to build one of those buildings. But disregard that for the meantime. That's something that we can think about later. Anyway, so that is that. Have I done anything with the oil processing area? I don't think I have. I think everything over here remains fully the same. Yep, I haven't graveled this road, even though I want to absolutely do that at some point. That is a top priority. It looks like we got a lot of dudes, a lot of oil truck dudes waiting around here just to drop off their oil. That's fine. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good on this front. I mean, this is a real money spinner now that we're actually, properly reducing the amount of oil that we're importing. How much oil did I import last month? Let me have a little look. Import of resources from the Soviet bloc. We imported 348. Okay, so let's go this year. And as you can see, look at that, trending nicely downwards, which is brilliant. I don't think we were importing oil last year, were we? No, we weren't importing oil last year. But this year, and it's almost the end of this year. It's almost the end of 1971, which is, I mean, crazy, actually. But yeah, this year, the oil imports have been trending downwards nicely, which is brilliant. And hopefully that's just going to continue. as I've already mentioned, I do want to start gravelifying this road, and I'm probably going to start doing that off camera, just in bits and bobs, so, or just, like, in sections, I should probably say. That's probably a better way of phrasing it. You know, so we'll gravelify this bit, and then we'll gravelify that. You know, we'll just do it in sequential sections. We are at max storage in the oil fuel storage area, which is a little bit of an issue. The other thing that I want to address is that I do indeed believe the tanker that I've bought, the T138, the T138 is now no longer available for purchase. So in order to get access to another truck that stores whatever it is, 12 tons of oil, we're gonna have to buy a Kaz 256, which is a little bit more expensive. I think it's about 2,000 rubles more expensive than a T138, but that's just something to keep in mind. Anyway, moving onwards. I'm sort of happy with how this is going, how Petrograd is going. I know we do technically have a couple of unbuilt houses. I mean, you know, these could be finished out for, you know, a couple of thousand rubles a pop, but I'm not that bothered about doing that, to be honest. That's one area which I'm happy with. I'm happy with this area just as a whole. The really important thing for me is making sure that the steel mill has got, has got all of the resources it needs to function. And I bet you, oh no, we actually do not have any coal ore in here. Okay, so that's a little bit of a problem. That's exactly what I talked about when I said I maybe want to double the number of trains on the route already. And bring it up to a hugely significant number, like 8. But anyway, for the most part, I'm pretty happy with Petrograd. I'm pretty happy with Kobe and the oil production area. Kolgradsky, it needs a little bit of work. And that's what we're gonna be working on today. Not sort of the town of Kolgradsky. That, for the most part, I am very, very happy with. I mean, look at how this place looks. This is a lovely, lovely, lovely place to live. Or it probably would be if it wasn't in a Soviet country. But, I mean, apart from being in a Soviet country, it's a lovely, lovely, lovely place to live. And it certainly looks very idyllic, built into the side of a hill. It's lovely. Anyway, what I want to try and do today is leverage the amount of grain that we are actually making. One of the few things that we're able to make in fairly significant quantities. We do need some more farm machinery. I absolutely don't doubt that. However, grain, I'm pretty happy about. Pretty darned happy about. How have we done over the course of the past year at the distillery? Distillery's looking good. The livestock farm is looking good. The livestock hall is looking good too. And the slaughterhouse is also looking fine. So what I'm thinking that we can actually do, maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to fit in the necessary, whatchamacallits. That's right, I said it. The necessary whatchamacallits in order to transport grain, or crops, whatever you want to call them, to a fabric factory. Now, a fabric factory would, I mean, it would be a significant investment, don't get me wrong, but we're about to get, you know, whatever it is, 250,000 rubles from that steel export. We'd also need to import chemicals as well, which is in itself going to be a significant investment. However, it will allow us to make fabric, which is, you know, a good first step to making money. And then it'll allow us to turn those bits of fabric into bits of clothes, which I'm very, very interested in. The great thing about doing this at Kolgradsky, I don't want to say that it's got a little bit of an employment crisis, but, you know, it's got a lot of workers that don't have jobs at the moment, so we can definitely leverage those workers and get them to come and work in a clothes and fabric factory. I think that would be pretty darn cool to do. We'll have to see if it works. I think it'll be totally fine. I didn't even realize, but that's, oh, you can totally see that there. Oh, cool. I did actually unlock the cheat menu. Not for any particular reason, but just so. I say not for any particular reason. There was a very particular reason why I unlocked the cheat menu, and that is specifically to try and build a couple of churches, because I don't like the fact how I'm in control of my own Soviet country, and I don't get to choose what I want to build in there. What I want to build in here. So I think we're going to build a small church over here. In fact, we're going to try and build churches in every single area. I mean, why not, right? I'm in charge. I get to do whatever the heck I want to do. What's the capacity? 80 capacity? I think that's totally fine. I think we probably just want to get, you know, tiny, small churches everywhere that we possibly can, really. I mean, these cost 40 rubles, so It's pretty much nothing. Pretty much nothing anyway. Okay, and then let's put you down there. Brilliant. Cool. Lovely. And we'll probably... In fact, we don't even need to get one in Kobe, do we? Because Kobe's already got one. So that should allow everyone to get access to a place of spirituality, which should make everyone just that little bit less angry about living in my country. So there you go. Okay. And already we're back up to 84 tons on the train. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So as you can see, just adding those extra trains has made a real difference. Also, the boat is being slowly but surely loaded. Slowly but surely loaded, and that is looking spectacular as well. That's really, really good. I'm very, very happy with that. Very, very happy with all that is happening right now. So, let's see if we can head over to Grainsky and see if we can get things amended. And by getting things amended, I mean maybe we will try and get ourselves some more... Maybe we'll try and get ourselves some more farm equipment. Have we got... We've only got one harvester at the moment. We can buy a dollar harvester, although we don't actually have the dollars to buy the harvester. Should we try and buy more harvesters? I think we should try and buy 2 more harvesters, right? So let me see if I can try and find the absolute cheapest harvester. It's... you're a sewing thing. Okay, so it's one of these 2. Let's buy 2 more. Let's buy 2 more. We need 2 more. And then we've already got the trucks anyway to hopefully deal with the capacity of crops. But yeah, so that should be fine. And you're transporting alcohol. That's good. And you're gonna fill up over here and just get ready to take all the crops. Brilliant. And then there's gonna be lots and lots of crops ready to be picked up from everywhere. Fantastic. Okay, so that is a slight improvement on that front. That's pretty darn good. That will allow us to just increase our crop production just by a little bit. Now, the next challenge is gonna be finding a flippin' place for this fabric factory. Now, we are duly challenged by the fact that the fabric factory needs to be somewhat close to a node, but at the same time needs to be close enough to the bus station. I think, honestly, removing this road and sticking in the fabric factory right over here might be our best bet. The reason that I suggest such a thing, I know that's going to mess up everyone's day. By everyone's day, I mean all of the buses that are currently traveling out here. Is this not a possibility? There we go. Give me some flat land there. Right. That looks not too bad. Stick that down. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want to know. If I link that up there, auto build that from rubles. If I build that, will that allow me to transport grain through the forklift factory? I'm going to bank on the fact that it does allow me to do that. If it doesn't, I am going to be in, I don't want to say major trouble, but I am going to be in major trouble. Okay, get that connected up, and that should make everyone happy as Larry, right? We're going to reconfigure this area as well, because this area needs to be reconfigured for the benefit of a clothing factory, which is also going to go in here at some point. And you're picking up tons and tons of crops as well. At the moment, I think these fields are being harvested by hand. Yeah, harvested by hands from the bus stop, which is kind of cool. Right. How much is it going to cost us to build the fabric factory? It's going to cost us $35,000. Okay. Slightly apprehensive about that, but that's okay. Also, yeah, we're going to max out. We're going to max out of livestock at some point, and when we do, that will be a good opportunity for us to plow more resources into the fabric factory. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about the fact that all of our grain is being consumed by livestock. That's totally fine. Right, head over yonder. Head to the border, and that's 250,000 rubles worth of steel, which we are going to be getting right over there. And we're already up to 127 tons of steel on the train, which is wonderful. That's really, really good. And meanwhile, even though the game was fast-forwarded by an entire year, it turns out that we have still not managed to build a simple bit of road. It's one of the travesties of modern life, I guess. Where are you going? And why are you not able to get there? You're going to here. Why are you not able to go in here? There are two... You should be able to go. You should be able to go. I'm telling you. You're able to go. Go. This train is... Why are you not able to go? See? Why has this not worked? I mean, we need to have a serious sit down and deal with... We need to have a serious sit down and deal with all of this nonsense. All of the nonsense that is coming out of this. Oh, no. You can just see it. You can see the shenanigans that are going to happen, can't you? I mean, I'm manually having to deal with this at the moment, which is less than ideal. I need to make this into a loop. There is no way to do signals properly in this game. I'm convinced without a loop. Also, my finances have degraded to a significantly bad point. Can I find a vehicle? You'll do. Yeah. Congratulations. You've been sold for the greater good of the economy. Also, I mean, these vehicles should all probably just be sold, shouldn't they? I mean, let's be brutally honest just for a second here. We don't really need them. They're not really doing very much. There we go. Okay, look at that. What do you know? We've ended up with a significant cost saving. And these trucks, wow, these trucks sell for 7.8 thousand rubles. That's a very, very weird way of saying 7,800. Right, let's sell all these trucks. Are we going to be able to raise 100,000 rubles in capital? Almost. Almost. That ain't too bad. That ain't too shabby if I do say so myself. We could even sell the cabins if we wanted to. But that's not necessary. Anyway, that doesn't particularly matter. Let's go back and build our fabric factory. You know, let's continue to spend money that we don't have. Let's live dangerously. You know, hashtag YOLO. Wow, YOLO, you know what? Thinking about it, YOLO really fell out of fashion really quickly, didn't it? Boy, oh boy, did it ever. Real quickly. Okay. Now, can I add a new connection? Okay, it looks good. It looks good. Take this up. So, I would like to unload at the fabric factory. Yes, and I would like to unload crops. Are we able to do that? Are we able to travel through... Are we able to travel through here? Is that entirely possible? Yeah, okay, so grain storage. Okay, food factory, distillery, and livestock farm. Yeah, let me see if that actually works. So, we'll wait for one more tiny bit of grain. And then we will see if it works. This building doesn't have a power supply. Are you for real? Are you actually for real right now? You're not gonna give that power supply to me? All right, well that's a real pain in the backside. We also need to make sure that we get workers, etc. You know what I'm gonna do? What I'm actually gonna do? I'm not even gonna bother demolishing that substation right there. We'll just build ourselves a brand new substation. It's a better, cooler, more trendy substation. That's right. You heard me. And take that out there. Disconnect that there, and connect that up. Just like that. Just like that. It's literally that simple. We're just gonna bypass the old substation to get to the new substation. And what do you know? Now we've got fire. I just deleted that, and I should not have deleted that. Yikes. No idea how to get that back. Okay, I did build... Oh my god. Where the heck is the fire? Oh, this is... Oh, Potato, you've done it this time. You've really done it this time. You have really, really done it this time. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness we found it. Oh, boy. That was a tough one there. I think I'm okay with losing that bus platform. I don't think we actually have a fire station over here. Maybe it would be a good idea to build one. Why don't we go and build one right now, eh? That'd be a brilliant idea. I did build a fire station. I did build a fire station over at Kobe, actually. Built a fire station over at Kobe. Let's put it over here. Built a fire station over at Kobe because there was a fire in some building, and I really needed to keep that building. It was a fire in the train station. It was a fire in the train station in Kobe, and I really was a bit terrified that we'd lose it. Okay. So we'll get some firefighters over there. Cool. Yeah, you know what? We'll lose the bus platform. Ah, it is what it is. At least it wasn't like a key bit of infrastructure. I mean, it's pretty key, but it's not the end of the world, right? It's absolutely not the end of the world. You gonna tidy yourself up, mister? All right. Apparently not. That's cool. Bus platform small. Am I able to... All right. Totally am. Brilliant. Not entirely sure what happened there. Right. That looks like a little bit of a visual bug, but that's fine, I guess. We can definitely deal with that. Where are the buses that are going to be confused? They're going to become confused in just a second. Unless they won't become confused. No, they will become confused. Yeah, so these guys both do not know where to go. Get out and in. And I'll do that there as well. Cool. All right. You must go. Be free. Be free. Okay, also, we shouldn't hold students or passengers. 330 students waiting to be picked up. I mean, there is a big demand to learn. I will say that. There is a massive demand to learn. We've got a fire station now. That's kind of cool. It looks like our finances are finally coming through, so that's kind of nice. Very, very nice indeed. Let's head back over and see if we can deal with our fabric factory. Oh, hey, we've managed to appropriately import crops. Brilliant. Okay, let me turn on the forklift managing thing again, and we will do unload, unload, unload over there. Cool, just to make sure that, you know, all of our crops need to, or get to where they need to be. Chemicals need to be imported, and I think we will import chemicals using rubles. I mean, it is horrifically expensive. It is absolutely horrifically expensive to import chemicals. However, there's money to be made here. There's money to be made here, and I wouldn't be doing this unless there was money to be made here. Right. So, what about that other thing that I wanted to make? Yes, the good old clothing factory. The good old clothing factory. I think the good old clothing factory could sit quite comfortably in the middle here. Probably better to be in that orientation, but I think that would be appropriate. Right, let me see if we can do this. Now, this will obviously cause a little bit of hassle. Video game, don't freak out on me just yet. I mean, come on, give me a chance. Give me a chance here, just one more chance. I promise I'll make it right on this occasion. I know you've given me opportunities before. This is the time, though. This is the time for me to shine and show you what I'm really worth. Okay. That goes down there. That goes over there. That goes over there. Connects up. It connects up over here. Connects up over there. That connects up over there. That connects up down there. Factory connection. That actually works. I'm shocked. Doesn't need to look like that, but kind of helps if it does. And then that connects up there. I think that's it. I think that's everything sufficiently connected. Now, bear in mind, we don't have any export space for this. We don't have any export space for clothes. What is the export capacity of the clothing factory, or the warehouse in the clothing factory? It's 7.5 tons. 7.5 tons of export in there. I mean, Do we need any more than that? I mean, we would need to put down a regular warehouse, presumably, if we wanted to increase that storage further. That will take it up to 225. I mean, we could put down a warehouse over here. We probably could squeeze it in round about here. I don't think we're going to worry about this too much at the moment. Let me get that auto built. Let me get this built as well. It's going to cost me 47,000 rubles. So already you can see I'm eating up all of that profit that I claimed that I would be making from the steel mill. But that's okay. You know, what's profit? It means nothing to me. Profit is nothing to me. Nothing at all. Right, so we've got all of the resources that we need in order to make this fabric factory work. Brilliant. We are now making fabric. How wonderful. That's fantastic. That is absolutely phenomenal. I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried that maybe we've bitten off a little bit more than we can chew in terms of chemicals, but that's okay. Also, the other thing that I want to make absolutely clear, I feel like these clothes should probably be distributed to my own people first, and then the remainder exported. I just feel like maybe that's the right thing to do. Yeah, I think so. Although, to be honest, I can export any of the excess fabric that I don't need or want. In fact, I can export anything that I flippin' well want. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I can export anything. Export anything I want. Anything. Anything, I tell you. Anyway, after that process is basically concluded, we're making clothes at a fair rate, to be honest. Yeah, it's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. That is, that's really very, very nice. Okay, what do I want to do in terms of getting those clothes deliveries sorted out? I think I probably just want to buy I think it's a covered hull truck, and the biggest covered hull truck that we can get, I think it's this one. I always just want to check, because sometimes, you know, sometimes trucks fall out of fashion. So we'll get that. And do we need just one or do we need two? I think we'll just stick with one, to be honest. And then we'll set up your route to go right over here. Wait for a full load. Yep. And then you can stop off over at here at the small shopping store. And you can unload 50%. Right? 49%, 50% of clothes. Cool. And then you can head out over to here and you can unload the rest, right? And this place can store 11 tons and the other place can store 4 tons. I'm okay with that. I don't think we really want to faff around with that too much. Cool. Yeah, sure. You can be dispatched and that should work just fine. Not to mention the fact that I hope beyond hope that it's going to allow a whole bunch more people to actually work or find work. That's kind of the plan. Have we got enough buses to take people to where they need to go? I think we do. Yeah, this looks good. This looks really good. I'm pretty happy with this. Pretty happy with this. So as long as we're able to convert enough of these crops into actual workable crops that stick in the grain storage, then we should be able to make fabric pretty much forever. That's kind of the dream. And it doesn't look like importing the chemicals is having too much of a drain on my finances. But that might change. That might change obviously as we go. We don't have any workers at the moment, so we're gonna have to wait on that one. I've also thought about exporting meat. Exporting meat does seem like an opportunity that maybe is too good to pass up. Also, how the heck do I have so much money? Has the boat finally arrived at the border? I thought the boat arrived at the border a fairly long time ago, I must confess. But if it's just arriving now, then that's even better. That means that we've still got a lot more money to play with than I originally anticipated. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Brilliant. Where are you guys going? Are you guys going to work in the fields? I suspect that might be the case. Yeah, it is indeed. So you guys are going to harvest? Yeah, you guys are going to harvest, and then we're going to wait for the crop transport to arrive. That's cool. That's totally cool. That is totally, totally cool. So with that, I mean, that is pretty much production of every single resource that we could possibly need. I will caveat that with the explanation that, you know, food we're making in large enough quantities, alcohol we're making in large enough quantities, meat we're making in large enough quantities, clothes we're probably not making in large enough quantities yet to you know, supply all of our domestic needs. But it's a pretty darn good start. And, you know, we're definitely going to be able to cut back on imports, which is, I think, one of the main things that I was talking about. 6.5 tons of clothes can be collected in this truck right over here, which is totally fine with me. And we will see how that goes. Yeah, I am a little bit worried that maybe we just produce too much fabric. If we produce too much fabric, then, you know, we will, you know, spend a heck of a lot of rubles on chemicals. It is only 0.5 tons of chemicals per day, which, you know, we got to bear in mind. We got to bear in mind is not a substantial amount of money. But it is a substantial amount of money. I mean, the cost to import these chemicals is pretty obscene. Is pretty darn obscene. But that's okay. Right, we just need to get more harvesting equipment, I think, don't we? I think we actually do. We straight up just need more harvesting equipment. Well, should I try and buy some more harvesting equipment? How have we got so much money? I promise you, I haven't actually cheated this time. I haven't. I swear. I promise. Right. Okay, so 2 more trucks, 2 more harvesters. We'll get that all set up. I tell you what, this would be a great opportunity to do. This would be a brilliant opportunity to gravelify this entire road section, wouldn't it? Yeah, how are we doing? How are we doing over here? I mean, we're not doing too great. Let me have a little look at how things have been this month in terms of import of resources. Power is the big one. Power is the big one now as well. Steel, we've imported a fair bit of steel, but that was because we needed to build 2 factories. Oil, we've imported 141 units, which is not actually too big of a deal. Oh, yes, something else which I absolutely want to solve, and I want to solve right now. I want to turn this into a wooden bridge. I'm sick and tired of having issues with the train delaying the critical shipment of oil. Also, it would be really, really nice if we could have a little bit more of a direct route across this bridge. Crossing not allowed. Yeah, I know there's not a crossing allowed. But I mean, if there was to be a crossing allowed, can't build due to the infrastructure below. I know. I see this. The problem is that I want to cross it at an angle which the game is not going to be happy about. So I want to cross it at an angle like that, you know. However, that ain't going to be allowed to happen. That ain't allowed to happen. Right, well, you know what? Let's do it. Let's flip and go. Okay, that's far too low to flip and go. Right. Let's get... Oh, that looked promising. That looks very promising. In fact, that looks pretty darn promising indeed. All right, how much is that going to cost me? 2,300 rubles? Yes, please. Yes, please. What a steal. What an absolute steal. All right, that's brilliant. Okay, so hopefully nobody's going to get too confused, and everyone should be able to get across that route, or cross that bridge to get a slightly more direct route. In fact, you know what? Let's even just make a more direct route. Why the heck not? We'll make it as direct as we possibly can. And then, let's see if we can gravelify the first chunk of this road. I'm only going to gravelify down to about 200,000 rubles. I don't want to spend all of my money on a bit of gravel road. You know? Also. Yeah. Right. Down to 200,000 rubles. That's what I said. And no more, no less. Tell you what, for 200,000 rubles, you might get most of this road done, actually. What was that? Was that a fire? Last chance to buy. Whew, thank goodness. Got to be super careful about making sure that there's no fires. Okay. Of course, I don't care about actually providing a proper road for people. All I care about is providing a proper road for my oil transporters. I must say, I am very, very happy with how my oil transport route is working out. Very, very happy. Okay. Tell you what, we're almost there. Let's just go. Let's just go the whole way. Let's go the whole way. There we go. So what did this end up costing? Looks like to be... It'll probably be just a shade over 150,000 rubles, maybe. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna stop here. I kind of can't stop, though. I kind of just want to continue all the way to... I'm pretty much there at this point, you know? I might as well just go all the way. I know that's kind of what a... It's kind of what an addict says. I'm kind of addicted to building gravel roads. It's the worst kind of curse. Alright, there we go. We now have an entirely gravelified road, and it only cost me 280,000. 180,000 rubles. Tell you what, though, look at the speed that these guys can now get up to. A whole 60 kilometers an hour. Disregard the fact that the bridges are really, really slowing everyone down. I mean, this is basically going to double. It's going to double our rate of transport, basically. Yeah, if everyone can travel double the speed for the entirety of the journey, then I will say that is going to increase the amount that we can transport dramatically. Okay, how much steel have we got loaded on that boat? 0 steel loaded on the boat. How much steel have we got over here? We got 230 tons. 230 tons of steel on there. Cool. This is a problem. I cannot have this problem. This is okay, so oh God, this is such an issue. Such an issue. This is why we need to circularize this line. It needs to be done. It needs to be done, and frankly, it needs to be done, like, yesterday. To be brutally honest. Not actually entirely sure. Okay, I see. So, here's the problem. This train can't move into this section of track because this section of track is linked to this section of track, and this section of track is linked to that section of track, and that section of track is occupied by a train. So, therefore, this train can't get into there. Is there any way to fix that? The answer is maybe if we put that signal over there, or get rid of that signal over there. Also, this section of track is linked to this section of track, which means this train can... How can you not move? How can you not move? That's a funny one. Right, not entirely sure why that was not able to work. But there we go. We fixed you up, which is sometimes half the battle. This section doesn't work, by the way. This section of track doesn't work. Even though we've got an appropriately placed chain signal in this location, it's just not working the way that it should. So we're not ever able to get 2 trains up at the same time. Unfortunately. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at the moment because, you know, we don't really have trains waiting around on the aggregate unloading for very long. They just, you know, they come in, they dump their load, and then they travel away. But it will become a problem. It will become much more of a problem, in fact, as we get bigger. Do we want to try and circularize right now? I feel like circularizing right now when I have 107,000 rubles might indeed be the best case scenario for us. I kind of want to give it a shot. Sure. So, let's think about this. Let's think about this. Let's think about this. Let's think about this. We've got the track all the way down here. I kind of want to just bring the track around the top. Around the top and then back down this side. So let me not auto-build this. Let me just sort of briefly plan this out. We'll use cheap railways as much as we possibly can. And we'll get that to cross over there. So, what we basically want to do is consolidate all of these tracks to one line. We'll go forward a little bit, and then we'll consolidate it so we can stick a signal in there. Okay. On an incline there. Are we able to get past here without doing much terrain modification? It's kind of the dream, to be honest. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. And then we just need to link that up there. I mean, you know, I've seen more challenging challenges before. I mean, this will be possible. That's very, very possible. Okay, so that's that, and that's going to cost me 26,000 rubles. That's not too bad, not too bad at all. Any chance that we can get a bit of track under that conveyor? Oh, that is key. That is absolutely key. That is brilliant. Okay, ideally, we'd keep track crossings to a minimum, but that's okay. That's okay. So that's going to cost me 38,000 rubles. And we'll get that to merge in over there. I think this is it. I think this is all that we actually need. I think that this is all that we actually need. And then what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to say, hey, this bit of track, or this bit of track entirely can be deleted. That bit of track can be deleted. That bit of track can be deleted. That bit of track can be deleted. Perfect. And the same over here. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Cool. It is a little bit difficult to see exactly what I'm deleting at the moment, but there we go. Let's build this. Yep. And that should allow me to place signals in that orientation just like that, and then this can become a chain signal in a single direction. Right. And then the same needs to be done over here. So these guys go like that. Cool. Very, very cool indeed. Let's get some signals on the output. There we go. So that should, yep, that should show that there is one slot available for the secondary train to come in and drop their load. Does increase the journey time a little bit. Does increase the journey time very, very slightly. But I think I'm okay with that. Need to make sure that there's an appropriate amount of signalage along this stretch of track. Also, kind of have disregarded the gravel drop-off point, at least for now. That's something that I can come back and amend at a later date. Not a big deal. Not a big deal right now at all. Right. So, who's going to be the train that first experiments on this stretch over here? Oh, this is going to be a real problem, isn't it? Yeah, so this bit of track is linked to this track, which is linked to this bit of track, which is linked to this bit of track, which means that this train is not allowed to travel into this bit of track. How ridiculous is that? It's absolutely obscene, isn't it? There we go. Okay. Well, that should sort that out. I mean, this entire stretch of passenger transport track needs to be sorted out. And in fact, that track that I've just built really is far from the most perfect bit of track that I've ever built, you know, just in general. However, it does work, and we're now able to unload 2 trains at the same time, which is good in a way. In fact, it's brilliant in a way because it frees up capacity on the actual track to, you know, have trains traveling up and down, which is what you really want. You know, you want trains to be traveling up and down track as opposed to, you know, being stuck around waiting for the right opportunity to move. So this way we can sort that all out. This is just a joke. It's a proper joke. Let me try doing that instead. Will that make any difference? Just had to mute myself to sneeze there. Again, look at how messy this bit of track is. This is just obscenely messy. And it's because, oh yeah, it's because of you. That right there. Yeah, so again, this bit of track was linked to this bit of track, which was linked to this bit of track, which means that this train couldn't travel into this bit of track. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is real funky. This is real funky. But it works. I think it works now. I think it works now. The thing that we just need to bear in mind is that we can never, ever, ever increase the length of trains for the passenger line here, because otherwise this entire thing is going to get messed up super quickly. Super duper quickly. But anyway, look at that. I mean, it seems to be working. It seems to be working like an absolute dream. An absolute dream. Right, now, this is a bug here. I'm convinced that this is a bug. Look at this. Look at this. What could possibly be wrong? What could possibly be wrong here, right? There is the signals. The signals are set up entirely appropriately, right? So they're, you know, they're set to go forwards. They're set to go forwards. The next signals after this, over here, also set up correctly. This signal is displaying a green light, and this train is refusing to move. And I don't know why. See, the thing is that if I place a signal down in front, like a bespoke signal, specifically to try and coax that train into movement, he'll end up moving. And I don't get it. I don't get what the problem could be. I don't get what the problem could be. So there are definitely signal issues, but I don't wish to claim that I'm entirely unresponsible. Unresponsible? I don't want to claim that I'm entirely not responsible for half of the reasons that trains are being held up along the route, but that's okay. Yes, how are we doing grain-wise? Very, very good grain-wise, actually. We got just shy of 20 tons in at the moment. We're making fabric. We are a little bit low on workers, but that's okay. We got a couple of workers, a couple of buses of workers coming in right now, which is good stuff. About 100 and something of them. That's wonderful. And they're all going to be dispersed. They're all going to go to where they need to go. Brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. How many tons of clothes do we have waiting in export? None at the moment. However, we've almost got a full thing of clothes that are ready to be delivered to all of the various different supermarkets and shops around Potatograd and Kolgradsky. Fabric, we don't have too much fabric in export. We don't have too much fabric in import over there, so that's also quite nice. Quite happy with that. That's good. That's good. I mean, this is very, very good for us. This is very, very good. I am very, very happy with this. Agro farm, all of the farms have been captured appropriately. There is a slight issue. I think that we probably have an oversupply of farms for this, or oversupply of fields for this specific agro farm, but I don't really have the desire to build another agro farm at this moment in time. You know, we can leave that alone for now, and we can just let everything get caught up. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's cool. This is all going completely fine. We got a good chunk of change in the bank, in the national bank. And we got 323 tons of steel. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, whatever way you look at it, that just ain't bad. That just ain't bad at all. I do feel like the amount of iron ore that we have coming in is too much in comparison to the amount of coal ore that we have coming in. Tell you what, let's get you to dispatch and go to your next area. Let's also go and have a little look at the oil area. Yeah, Kobe in the oil area. I haven't looked at this area in a good long time. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like we're consistently getting more oil in than we're actually turning into fuel and bitumen, which, I mean, is a blessing and a curse in a sense, because we want to be producing as much fuel and bitumen as we possibly can. However, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. A hospital, we don't have a hospital over here. That was the fire station that I had to build in order to put the fire out in the small train platform in the center of town, which is a pretty key bit of infrastructure, I think you could probably say. Speak of the devil, fire. Oh, it's at another key bit of infrastructure. Okay, I think the fire brigade are going to be able to get over here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Is there a way that they can get in here without us having to rebuild these pipes? I mean, with a bridge, we can always bridge this. To be honest, building a bridge seems like maybe the best thing to do. I don't really want to rebuild. I don't really want to rebuild any of these pipes, to be honest, at all. Yeah, okay. I think we gotta build an emergency bridge here, but it's only gonna cost me like a couple of thousand rubles, which is kind of what I'm banking on. Okay, no, you wanna? Yeah, there we go. Other infrastructure below. I know, that's the stuff that I'm trying to bridge. It's almost like I'm really trying here, video game, and you're just not giving me any credit. You're just not giving me any credit for trying. Look, this is always why you build the flipping pipes in the air. Like, I just don't care. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's just rebuild let's just rebuild the pipes. I think we can rebuild that pipe over there. If at all possible, I'd like to fit a road down here, please. Okay, that's not happening. We're gonna rebuild this pipe. I'm super unhappy about having to do that, but I mean, look, you know what they say, fire always strikes in the most inconvenient of places. I mean, you literally could not ask for a more inconvenient and costly area to build, to have a fire. It's just awful. Okay, that high'll do. Over here, down there. Okay, so that's 7,000 rubles, pretty much down the drain. Fire truck was called and is headed to the area. I think the fire truck is going to be able to get there in plenty of time. We've got 2 fire trucks over here. If it's not able to make it here on time, just going to try and lower that red dot. If it's not able to make it here on time, then we're going to have a real issue, because this is a pretty key bit of infrastructure, I would say. How much fuel have we got? We got 60,000 rubles worth of bitumen. That's pretty good. That is pretty darn good. All right, we should be fine as long as the fire truck doesn't accelerate the rate of fire, then we should be grand. Perfect. Okay, looks like the firemen are doing a fantastic job putting out the fire, which is brilliant. Very, very happy with that. They might even get another fire truck at some point. No, just a single fire truck. That's all. That's how highly we value our essential critical oil refining infrastructure. Not very highly, apparently. Not very highly at all. This single tank has literally got 430 tons of oil. 430 tons of fuel, which is ready to be sold. Can we maybe, just move to the border right now and sell off all of that bitumen in order to sell off all of this fuel, just in case, there's another wildfire that ends up decimating everything. Yeah, look at this. Look at how much oil we have in storage here. That's ridiculous. How much oil have we imported this month? 11 tons. 11 tons of oil. That's nothing. That's literally nothing. That is absolutely nothing. Well, I've got to say, I am absolutely over the moon at how that worked, and then I'm absolutely not over the moon at how the game decided to crash right at that opportunity. Okay, that's a little bit iffy. Not entirely sure what the heck is happening there. I will say actually that over the course of my year-long skip forward in time, great leap forward, as you could say. I did have a single crash, and I did have a couple of issues reloading into the game. We're back, and it's almost like we're reliving time. I tell you what I will do. I will go into save as, and we'll save it as My Republic 6. There we go. There's also a little bit of a save issue where I try to save, calling it, Orbital Potatoes Soviet Exploration or whatever, and it just won't save. So I mean, this game is still in early access. I will repeat that. But for an early access game, it's pretty flippin' good. I've not really had that many crashes. There we go. Brilliant. Congratulations to me. I've put 2 fires out in the course of 5 minutes. It might have been the same fire, but that's okay. Right, let's go here as quickly as we possibly can, and let's be happy about it. Brilliant. Okay, I am super happy with how this is all working out. Clothing area is looking good. We are missing crop resources, but that's fine. That'll be brought along soon. Maybe we should import crop resources, actually. It's pretty cheap. I'd say pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap in the grand scheme of things, but not super expensive. Yeah, do I want to sell the export, or do I want to sell the excess clothes? Could sell them into export, if indeed I wanted to. Don't think I'm that bothered about it, to be honest. Do not think that I'm that bothered about it. Hey, excuse me? Oh, you're taking up everyone's time because you only travel at 19 kilometers an hour. That's a joke. Look at that. We're making money. We're actually making money, folks. Can you believe this? Can you believe this right now? We are actually making flipping money. And it feels so good. It feels so unbelievably good to actually be a thousandaire. That's true. That's true. 1,000 there. Literally 1,000 there. That's kind of a lovely sight to see all of those people. You know, all the people fan out. Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really nice. This whole setup, I must say, I'm really chuffed with it. I'm happy. I'm really, really happy with how this playthrough's going. I mean, sure, you know, we had a little bit of a rocky start. We had a little bit of an expensive couple of projects. We've talked about this video game. We've talked about this. Right, let me try and evaluate the problem over here. Okay. Remove that. If I remove that, will that solve all of the problems? No. No, it will not. No, it will not remove all of the problems. And why will it not remove all of the problems? Because there's always more problems to account for. Oh, God. This entire setup needs to get changed. It needs to get changed. I need to give the rail network a little bit of an overhaul. Ideally, as I've already talked about, in an ideal world, we'd have all of this passenger network completely separate from the main industrial network. In fact, I could probably do that right now, actually. Yeah. Let me see if I can make a railway bridge. I want a really cheap railway bridge. Can I not build a wooden railway bridge? Is that not even a possibility? All right. Okay. Right, so. Okay, it's going to cost bricks and prefab panels and steel. Now, the truss bridge, what will that cost? Steel, bricks, and dark truss. Dark truss. That costs 19,000. That costs 20,000. And that costs... how much will this cost? And that'll cost... 20... That'll cost 11,000. Okay, so the first railway bridge is indeed the cheapest. We just need to get from here. How much will this even cost me? I don't even want to think about how much this is going to cost me. I think it's going to cost me a lot, frankly. Yeah. Okay. Is this the minimum height that we're able to clear? So it'll cost me 11,000 rubles. Yeah, that's not looking too bad thus far. The real problem is going to be getting rid of these signals. Like, how much do I want to commit to this idea of a bridge? I think I actually do want to commit to the idea of a bridge. Let me cancel the plans for this, and let me just take out all of this passenger network. What I'm thinking that we could maybe do is we can maybe start with a single bridge. You know, I mean, I don't really... I probably could afford 2 bridges if I wanted to. However, if I just do one singular bridge, then maybe I can get the trains to share the singular bridge. Maybe slightly ambitious thinking, but we'll give it a shot, shall we? I like a homegrown experiment. It's always interesting. Always interesting to see how it turns out. Angle of connection's too sharp. Don't you worry about that. Right, so let's try and keep this bridge to a minimum height. I think that's a pretty minimum height right there. Try and bring it round. Other infrastructure's in the way. Okay, take it back just a smidgen. And try to get it right there. Yep, brilliant. Angle of connection is too sharp. No. No. Some other infrastructure's in the way. Okay, let me take out these signals. And then we'll try again. Feel like... Ah, yes, video game. I knew you would be keen to build a bridge over here somewhere. Yes, that's right. Okay. That's 30,000 rubles. 30,000 rubles and counting. But that's okay. 30,000 rubles and counting. Too sharp of a turn. And... Oh, come on. I did see a position where you were happy. Too sharp of a turn. There's no turn in here, though. There's no turn in here. Okay. You've gotten a little bit taller. I mean, that's fine. That's good, too. That's good, too. Can we just get you down to the ground height? I must say, I'm not terribly happy with the height that this bridge developed in the middle part. In fact, let me see if we can take that back a little bit and try again. Because we need to make sure that it doesn't develop too much height. Because if it does, then we're going to have issues. That's looking much better. That's looking much better. So we'll... Something like that. Yeah, brilliant. And then we'll see if we can take it all the way down to the ground. Angle of connection is too sharp. Okay. So there is an opportunity for success here. I just need to make sure that I find the right angle. So does that decrease in height? That doesn't decrease in height. That just stays exactly the same. Okay. We need to decrease the height as well as turning around ever so slightly. Right. Yeah. Ever so slightly. Man, I tell you what, I flipping love doing bridges. Right, turn around this way. Okay. That's about as high as we can go. About as sharp an angle as we can go. And that's about as far down as we can get back. Okay, right about there. Cool. Angle of connection is too sharp. The height is too big. There. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think we're locked. I think we're locked and loaded. Is it going to fit round? It's totally going to fit round. It's going to fit round. Oh, that's brilliant. That's spectacular. That's absolutely spectacular. I mean, this is perhaps maybe, just maybe, the most ridiculous bit of infrastructure that I've thus yet built. But, I mean, it kind of feels good, you know? It kind of feels good. I tell you what, I can just connect this up here. Yeah, totally. Totally. Okay, so we do this. We do this. Cool. And then we have... What do we have? We have a... Oh, I need to give a little bit more space to these... Yeah, give a little bit more space to these rails over here. Okay, so that can go in there like so. And then this can go over here like that. Okay, brilliant. Yep. And then you can come in here. I think if we do that, let's give that a shot. Sure, let's just build it. Let's see if it works. Let's follow through. I mean, this could end up being the most big disaster in the entire world. But it might also be totally fine. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, that was like a ridiculous amount of expenditure. And I'm going to have to sell off... I'm going to have to sell off some junk real fast. What junk can I sell off? Any junk? Any junk? I could sell off one of these trucks, couldn't I? Sell off 2 of them. You know what? Sell off 2 of them. Why not? 14,000 rubles. Nice and quick. Okay. Let's see if the trains travel along the bridge. They do. It looks a little bit jumpy, but that's fine. A little bit jumpy. Will you travel along the bridge? I think you will. I think you will. I think you absolutely will. Yes. Looking good. Looking good. And what do you know? What do you flippin' know? We now no longer have any contact. We have no contact between the passenger line and between the industry line as well. So that is a pretty phenomenal change, to be honest. Okay. Yikes. Yikes. And you've got an issue right over here. What do I do? I've got the... Okay. I need to put the signal... I need to move the signal back to here. Or I need to have this to come out there. Yeah, okay. I need to basically put the track in before the signal, if that makes sense. Angle of connection is too sharp. Ugh. Does make it slightly more problematic. That will work, although I don't really want that to work. Okay. Gosh darn it, signals just get in the way of everything, don't they? It's the truth. You did want to go in there, didn't I? Saw you there, video game. I saw you there. You were very keen for a second. There we go. I saw it. I acted upon it, and we got it now. Okay, so that should fix up the train. That does indeed fix up the train. That's brilliant. I'm very happy. Very, very happy with that. That's looking real good. That's looking real good. I mean, what can I say? I'm delighted that that ridiculous bridge ended up actually working. I'm surprised and shocked that we were able to circularize the route as quickly as we were able to. That was a fantastic sort of micro achievement that I wasn't really expecting to make over the course of this episode. I'm delighted that we're now producing our own clothes, even though I imagine we're probably not getting that many of them to the shopping center in Potatograd, but that doesn't particularly matter. What matters is that everything is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how things are looking. I hope you are as well. As ever, I welcome your comments, feedback, every suggestion that you've got, make it in the comments down below. But for now, and for me, that's been it. I've been Open Potato. Thanks as ever to my fantastic Patreon supporters who help make videos like this possible. If you're interested in helping out make videos like this possible, then, you know, check out the Patreon and perhaps consider supporting. Anyway, ladies and gents, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.